In case of an emergency, I'd ask that you exit through the rear door, make a left or a right down the staircase to the front lawn or to the rear parking lot. Today's meeting will be for a moment of silence. I will ask that it be dedicated to the Honorable Senator John Sidney McCain for his service and sacrifice to our great country. Living his life to the fullest with no regrets, no complaints, serving something more important than himself, he leaves us a proud American, duty, honor, and country. Please stand for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. This meeting will be dedicated in memory of Gary Barkovich. Madam Clerk, will you take the roll?
Supervisor Reed.
Present.
Councilman Carter.
Present.
And Councilman
Present.
Very good. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the work session from August 13, 2018.
Second.
Anything on the question? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Making a motion to approve the town board minutes from August the 13th, 2018.
Second.
Anything on the question? All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. I'd ask anyone from the public that has any comments on the communications going forward to come up, make your comment, identify what agenda item you're referring to. There being none, moving on to item number 1, Buildings and Grounds appointment from Matthew D. English, our highway superintendent. Please appoint Michael Kemp as a part-time laborer in Buildings and Grounds Department effective August 28, 2018 at a rate of $10.40 an hour, and have the supervisor sign the necessary forms with Erie County personnel.
Second.
Anything on the question? All in favor?
Just real quick on the question. Mr. Kemp, Matt, how was he identified as a potential employee?
They fill out an application like I do with everyone, and he's interviewed. I interview him, and he was a good applicant, so he's getting the job.
Do we ever put this up online? That people
It's up every day, I believe, and Jackie, I think there's a 24/7
It's a roll.
on our website for the highway, buildings and grounds laborers positions.
Applications are always open for
I get applications every week, every month, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 2 is from Jacqueline Felser, our town clerk. Appointment of James Manley as part-time temporary records clerk.
Second.
Anything on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item 3 is also from Jacqueline Felser for the purchase of a scanner and software.
Second.
Anything on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 4 is from Candace Whitmire, requesting authorization for Eric Finbar to attend the annual training seminar of New York State Assessors Association in Binghamton, New York on September 30th through October 3rd.
Second.
Anything on the question?
Yes, the question, I just want to state that this will meet his requirement for his actual training.
Yes,
I
that's
was
correct.
going to make the same point, that this is required for him. Yes.
Very good.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 5 is from Mary Josephat regarding the unfortunate passing of Gary Bargovich, and she's asking that the town supervisor sign the necessary forms with Erie County personnel.
Second.
Anything on the question? All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Item number 6 is from Lauren Massett, our recreation director, regarding the appointment of Bernadette Lockwood as a part-time clerk typist, and further to complete and sign the necessary forms with Erie County personnel.
Second.
Anything on the question?
Just I want to point out, this is also advertised that anybody can apply for these positions, correct?
Correct, we had open interviews about 3 weeks ago. We had 7 to 10 people that came. It is, we had open interviews about 3 weeks ago. We had 7 to 10 applicants that came. They all went through the interview process, and she was the best applicant. We thought that would be a good fit for the team. And I think we have a running posting on the town website for all of our stuff, and we also put it on our social media.
Is anybody other than recreation staff involved in the interviews?
HR, usually Kelly or Laura.
HR is-
Kelly was at the last round.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Councilman. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I make a motion to approve the warrant.
Second.
Any on the question? All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Issues of the public, anyone from the public that has a comment, please come up to the microphone.
Susan Kim's 99 Covington. I was wondering, Mr. Gollum is no longer an employee, but I'm wondering if he still is holding the position of emergency coordinator.
He is not.
The second thing would be, I'm wondering what the cost to replace the backboard on the basketball hoop at Dorrance was.
So I
That would be
don't,
Matthew.
yeah, I don't think we got the bill yet. That was done by General Welding out in Elma, or east of Aurora.
Weren't they replaced with just pieces of wood
They,
cut
no,
square?
no, they took the frames out to General Welding, as far as I'm aware. They had
Yes.
General Welding rebuild the backboard, the steel parts of the backboards.
But both hoops look the same now. I mean,
That's what you want. You want
Yeah.
basketball.
They just went and welded it. It was broken. We had the guys go, they took it down, took it over to General Welding, they welded it, made it stronger, and it went back up.
so we don't know what the cost of that was.
I'd have to look at the voucher.
I'm not sure, Sue. I think the bill was paid, but there's no way I can remember what the exact.
I saw a voucher for the slides, but nothing for the
Right.
basketball.
I will look into that.
Where are we right now in the budget process? Have we started that process yet?
Yes, we did. We started about a month ago. We interview each and every department head with their wish list, and we go through where they are the year on a monthly basis anyways. So we're getting close to the end.
When we get the budget, when it's put out to the public, will we have a 3-year comparison this year? I've seen other towns do that. They show the present year and the 2 previous years along with that, just so you can see how things are
Megan?
progressed.
Would you like to answer that?
Are you looking for a 3-year, their ending budget or their actual?
The actual.
It's possible.
A lot of other towns do it, and it's very handy. It would give a lot more information.
Sure. Anything further?
Yeah, unfortunately.
No, not at all. That's what we're here for.
Okay, with this budget, is there any way there would be more detail on things such as repairs, maintenance, contractual items?
I would ask that if you're interested in those items, depending upon the line, we could take you into that line and you can see what has been purchased on there. The actual detail would be pages long, and it's just not a way or a course of business for any municipality.
I have with me a copy of Hamburg's budget that they put out. It's an older one, they're still putting it out. They also put this online. This gives so much information that even for someone that doesn't know a budget, you're gonna understand what's been spent, why it's been spent. And I'm wondering if we couldn't do something like this in our town.
We'd have to see, what is it? I haven't seen it. And, well, I shouldn't say,
I'll leave it with anyone.
I shouldn't say I haven't seen it. I don't know what year that is, but I know in my previous career, I saw many of these different types
Yeah.
of budget documents.
This particular one is from 2006. They still do this every single year. I called and I talked to them. For me to get a copy of it, I would have to pay 25 cents a page. It would run me around $25. Or I could go online and look at it also. So I'm wondering if we could not do something like this for the residents of this town so we know exactly how hard our money is being spent.
Yes, well, first, before I turn it over to Megan, because I know Megan wants to respond to that, but more importantly, every dollar that is spent is in a warrant that is approved at every board meeting. That is why we have a board meeting every 2 weeks, so we can pay our bills.
That doesn't tell us about next year though, right?
Well, we wouldn't know next year either.
Yeah.
I mean, if I knew that.
That's what you're doing when you give out a budget like this.
A
right?
budget is a moving document. It's what you
As
anticipate
is
you're
with-
spending. I
As
agree.
is with this.
Okay, go ahead, Megan.
The same firm that helps us compile our budget does Hamburg's. So I can take a look at it and see, reach out to them, see what the cost comparison is. If it's something that I can do myself in-house, or
These are all things you should have in your computers right now, all of
Yep.
this information.
Yep.
Then a few could be kept on hand if a resident wanted to pay and buy one, otherwise go online and go through the budget and fully understand what it is that was being proposed.
Correct. Thank you, Mrs. Kim.
My last question is about the Citizens Budget Committee. It's been talked about in the past. It's been mentioned, and a few other towns do it. It gives the citizens of the town, residents, the taxpayers, the ones paying the bills, a chance to become part of the process.
I will ask Councilman Hart to respond to that.
I would like to have that in particular. But at this point in time, there doesn't seem to be a motion or movement to do it. What form it would take and so on, I did some research, and I know I've talked to you directly about it on the phone a few times, and I have no problem with creating it, but what form would it be created in, under what, there is law, I suppose, available to create that particular type of committee. I think it's a good idea. And some of the problems is who's on the committee. I mean, you don't want to make it anybody or everybody.
We could make it everybody.
Yeah, I don't think it would work. I mean, everybody basically is on the committee anyway because they're allowed to attend the budget hearings.
Sometimes that's a little heated and not so.
Well, you don't, if you had too big a committee, I think it could still be needed, you know?
Yeah. Cheektowaga has one, and they, I believe, have less than a dozen people on it.
I have no problem with creating that committee if my two colleagues want to do it. I did do some research on it. Other things got in the way. We never completed it. I completed the research. I know how I'd like to do it. I did talk with the finance director about it, and the finance director has no problem with that type of committee. It does exist in other communities, and I don't see any reason why we shouldn't have it.
Would I be able to ask Mrs. Megan and Mr. Hanley how they feel about it?
I have no objections to that, and I never have. I know Mr. Hart brought that up, and Councilman Hart brought it up last year at the budget hearing when we were in West Seneca West. And as a supervisor, when a council member decides or makes presents an idea, I encourage them to go right ahead with it. There's several tasks we like to delegate to each other. There's certain tasks that we take on, and if Mr. Hart wants to continue that motion of forming that committee, I have no objections. I can't speak for Bill, but Bill?
No, Sue, again, I don't have any problem with creating a board as long as we find the correct people, business owners, people that have put budgets together before, people that have been in that type of business. So I see no problem with creating that board, I really don't.
I think a layperson, as long as they're paying the taxes, would have no problem being on a board like that also, Mr. Hanley.
I will, it's late in the budget season now, but I will bring a resolution to the next board meeting based on what I've been able to find out about how other towns do it. And we can establish this, and there's still time for a committee to review 2019's budget.
There you go, and I hope you're on it, Mrs. Kim.
Thank you for tolerating the questions. Should I leave this with Megan?
I'd like to see it.
Sure, you can give it to Megan and she'll share it with the board. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Kim's. Anyone further? Okay, I'm going to ask Jeffrey, do you have anything for us?
I do not.
Jeff, I am going to be, just because I've gotten some calls and if you could just bring the public up to date on Ebenezer Greenhouse. I know there's been some media coverage on it, there's been some concerned residents, and I bumped into a couple in the hallway this afternoon who are asking those questions. So if you would be so kind to just bring us up to speed, and Jennifer, if you would be so kind to highlight this area, because we're getting a lot of calls.
The building department was made aware of the questions and concerns of that property. We have since made contact with the owner of the property, who advises us that the property is in the transition of being sold. That will subsequently take place, he advises, in the next couple of weeks. I advised him of the specific concerns and questions being posed to the town. Currently, he's in the process of cleaning that. There's a dumpster that's there today, he's cleaning. And then truthfully, once those papers are signed, he walks away and the property sits as is. We do subsequently know who the future owner will be, and we've had brief conversations with him, making him aware of the future concerns that he will face. And I think he's on board with addressing them once he takes ownership of the property. So currently, we're in this transition period where you have an owner doing what he's supposed to do until the end.
Right.
And then somebody new is gonna inherit all those headaches and have to face those issues as well.
And Jeffrey, it is my understanding that next year, the new owner will be taking the homes in front of the greenhouse down. Is that correct?
Yeah, now, obviously, there's no schematic plan submitted that I'm aware of, but briefly, it is the intent, I think, of the new owner just to clean the site as it exists today, and then subsequently maintain it until he's ready to come to the town and submit plans and seek approvals.
Jeff, I'm assuming that he's going to demolish all of the remains of the greenhouse and the building in the back
Yes, I believe.
immediately, I would think.
Yeah, we provided emails of the general stuff that had to be done, including the removal of the greenhouses, the general cleanup of the property, and the maintenance of the grass and weeds and everything else that comes along with it.
There appears to be an asbestos issue. What will the new owner have to do in regards to that?
Yeah, so it's not identified yet because there has not been an
Right.
asbestos survey generated for the property. So it's hard to determine if it's there or not. But it's my understanding that we require this for any demolition of anything throughout the town. They have to provide those asbestos documents as to the
So
determination.
when he's going to more demolition, he's gonna have to get a permit, come to us and follow our rules.
Yeah, absolutely. And that includes the submittal of asbestos surveys and reports and how much and where it is. And then subsequently the follow-up documents to show that it has been removed correctly and disposed of correctly. And then the demolition can take place.
Now, in code enforcement, when asbestos is identified, okay, then what do you as the code enforcement officer do to ensure that it's properly removed?
For reference, you do have to be certified by the state of New York when dealing with asbestos. So subsequently, the contractors that do this are certified. We get a lengthy report as to where it is and quantities and what the materials are. The contractors that remove the material are also licensed through the state of New York. And then subsequently, a follow-up survey is done to determine that it has been removed completely and disposed of properly. All that stuff is documented forever.
That's a very expensive process.
Very.
So, but none of those costs fall on the taxpayers, so.
No, it would be all private.
It's all private.
Okay, we have the same type of issue with the building on East and West Road that we had hoped to have down by now, but we've had, could you bring us up to date on what's happening there? I guess we have to go back to bid.
Yeah, so I think, initially it was put out to bid for demolition. And truthfully, any contractor would not know if asbestos is present without gaining access to the property, paying the company to come out and do this report. We subsequently have the report that says there is asbestos there. So now it's a determination for the board as to how we proceed. Do we want to pay for the demolition? Would you like to rebid the project now knowing that there's asbestos there? So these are determinations for the board to make as to how we proceed.
I think, I can't speak for the board, but I would like to rebid it.
There's two ways to rebid it. You can tear it down and treat the whole site as contaminated, or you can remove the asbestos and then bid out the tear down, correct?
Correct. Both of those would still require licensing to even remove it, or to simply, in a roundabout way, condemn a house and the entire property is treated as it has asbestos.
Right.
So it's very costly things to do that. But now that the board's aware that there is asbestos, maybe we rebid the project to secure more favorable numbers.
Now, the board, we can take a motion right now to go ahead and rebid the project.
No. Give me a minute. Because there was an awarded contract, the awarded contract didn't have the conditions with respect to the asbestos put in there.
Okay.
I gotta back that out.
And then
Rebid.
put it next board
Yep,
meeting?
yep.
Okay, so then the next board meeting will go forward with that idea, because we own the property, it's ours now. So we have to take
Will-
proper action.
Can we have prices by then?
Well, as soon as we can configure the paperwork, we could probably have numbers within a week. So, I think the intent is to get it down as quickly as possible, but it's a matter of coming up with the best
Yeah,
numbers
I'll shoot
based on the
something,
conditions
Jackie
that are
and I can set it right now.
Thank you, Jeff. Mr. Tanner, do you have anything for us?
Just one more thing on East and West Road. We just had a little sidebar here, and we may be able to set a bid date on it, in a motion that allows the town attorney to amend the specifications.
Yeah, that's at your discretion, when you would like
I
it
think
down
we can
in-house.
do that if we want to expedite this and get it over with.
Well, I do. That's-
I'd be willing to do that, and we give the town clerk and the town attorney the leeway, with your approval, Jeff, as the expert in the area, to rebid it.
Yeah, that's at your discretion.
Jackie, when we gotta get something to the B this week,
Jennifer's, I
Yeah.
to work Wednesday at 4.
Wednesday at 4.
Does that work, John, or no?
I would prefer that we wait, we do it right, give John time to do it correctly.
That's okay, we'll pay.
Right, okay. It's
been-
only,
it's been this long.
you're gonna lose 2 weeks.
You're gonna
That's
listen
it.
to this, yeah, it's been this long. So, but it's a good conversation, and thank you for bringing us up to speed. We have let the neighbors know that, and once we have a determination as to demolition date, we're going to advise those neighbors. Thank you, Jeff, for all your good work. Mr. Tanner, do you have anything for us?
Just two small things. I think I mentioned at the last meeting, the sewer repairs at the soccer park are completed. But you'll notice that the manholes are sticking way up in there. That's to we're getting them 2 feet above the floodplain because the ice knocked the rims off the manholes. The sewer crews, our own town crews are gonna go in and mount up around there so that it's not as unsightly, but that's the elevation it have to be at. And this is what we're gonna have, so that we don't have this issue in the future where we inundate our sewers because the ice knocks the manholes off.
Can,
River water.
Can everybody hear what the engineer is saying? No, I didn't think so. Is that mic, working?
It's on, baby.
You'll probably have to be.
I'll swallow it.
There.
There you go.
No.
We heard ya.
That's on TV. Yeah, I guess I have to be like Bob Barker, put her in my lips.
There you go.
Jeff, you don't want to use this microphone again? So what I was saying is in sewer repairs at the soccer park, we raised about 5 manholes and brought them 2 feet above the floodplain. In doing so, they're really high up in the air. We're going to be mounting around them. The reason being is that the ice damming last year knocked the lids off, let the river water into the sewers and inundated our sewers. So this is our effort to mitigate that. And then the second thing I have, really, Matt probably could bring it up, but I don't think he would, since he doesn't like to talk. He's putting out an RFP for generators. Right now, the town has 9 generators. Several of them are, for sewer pump station operation. Some of them are for town facilities. We have 3 different companies for 9 generators that service them on a maintenance agreement. And all those maintenance agreements are coming due at the end of this year. So Matt put together an RFP, and we're putting out an RFP to get one company to service all 9 of our generators. And so that should be something that you'll see come through. The beginning of the year, we'd start a new agreement, and that way we have one provider, one go-to. Should make things a little bit more streamlined when we have issues with our generators.
You're not actually replacing all 9 generators? you're just-
No, this is just the maintenance contract. The maintenance contract is for them to come look at it twice a year, and then they'd also give us emergency repair quotes, numbers for, coming out on emergency, hourly rates, et cetera.
Thank you, Mr. Tanner. Jacqueline Felser, do you have anything for us? Okay, very good. Megan, do you have anything today?
No.
Very good. Laura Devine from HR, do you have anything? Emily Melski. Mary Joseph, do you have anything?
I want to thank Highway for repairing our parking lot and filling some of the potholes, so thank you. And thank you for your dedication for Gary.
You're welcome.
He worked for us only a short time, but was really trying to get back to sub, because that was his goal even up to a month ago, so
Very nice, Mary, thank you.
he tried.
You know, I'm sorry for your loss, I know that's painful. Lauren Massett, do you have anything for us?
Just 2 quick things.
Shocker.
We are hosting open interviews for ice rink guards part-time this Wednesday, August 29th, from 2 to 3:30 at the recreation office. Depending on how things go, we'll then schedule a second date for rink guards, or we'll begin setting up interview times for recreation attendance for the CCL gym. And our annual Movie in the Park event will be held this Friday, August 31st at dusk. The Secret Life of Pets will be shown. In the event of rain, the movie will be moved into the CCL gym and will begin at 7. A decision will be made on that based off the weather around 2. And there'll be an update on our social media and our rain outline, and the event sponsored by Galaxy Auto Place. More information regarding both of those things can be found on the back podium, our website, and our social media accounts.
Thank you, Lauren. Assistant Chief, how are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Very good to see you, sir. Do you have anything for us?
No, ma'am.
Very nice, thank you, sir. Matthew English, how are you, my friend?
Good.
Do you have anything for us, Matt?
No, I do not.
Okay. John Fence, Town Attorney, do you have anything for us?
I have 5 items for executive session. One is a matter of collective bargaining with the blue collar unit. Second is a matter involving the appointment/promotion of a particular person. The third is a litigation matter, captioned WCB number G116055-4. The next is a matter involving real property where public discussion affects value, and another matter where public discussion will affect value.
Thank you, Mr. Fence.
Thank you.
Councilman Hart, do you have anything for us?
Just to let the board know that you're welcome to attend with myself and Jerry Hathaway and Candace Whitmire. We're going to do a presentation to the school board regarding the 485B tax incentive program that we have already as a town adopted. So
When is that?
that will be tomorrow night. We're about 6 o'clock. We'll be on to make our presentation. And sometime in the future, we're hoping the school district will join us in that program. It's a program where a business who is considering locating in West Seneca could be offered a 485B tax exemption for 10 years. It's more complicated than what I'm telling you right now, but that exemption would be dependent on whether or not they met our design standards and, of course, location and the increase in value to the property. So they could get up to 50% exemption on the increase in value to any property in West Seneca. That's the way our current local law works. And if we could add the school district taxes to that, we would have a much stronger tool to work with in order to attract businesses. Now, the one thing that, this is not an IDA program. IDA is separate. IDA directs themselves at things like manufacturing. This is available to back office operations and for retail operations, which the IDA does not support. So the way I look at it is if we can attract and we can bring a business in that might not otherwise come because of this exemption, it's 10 years, it's called accelerated. over 10 years' time, the amount of the exemption decreases. After 10 years, it goes away and it cannot be renewed on the same basis. So it's different from IDA, but it does give us a tool to work with. And sometimes, and I think we have 3 instances this past year where just the town exemption of 485B was a deal maker, where those 3 businesses determined that they were going to stay in West Seneca because this incentive was available to them.
Very good.
Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. It's very valuable information. Thank you for sharing.
Just one quick thing, that of course, it's up to the school district, the Board of Education, as to whether or not they're going to participate. And they'll make a decision at a later date.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Councilman Hanley, how are you?
Good, thank
Do you have anything for us?
One small one, the other day, I'm sure most of the residents know we had a power outage in the town of West Seneca. We lost a good portion of the street lights, red lights, all that. I want to take this time and recognize Matt English and his electricians and his highway department. They were out immediately. They put temporary generators at the red lights that were required of them. They had the portable stop signs put up at all the intersections. I think they did a fantastic job for doing that, and I want to take this time maybe to let the residents know, or anybody that is driving, when there is a power outage. I was sitting at Center and Seneca Street at the red light, and a car went right through there. And I just want people to realize when the street lights are out in the towns or any town, that they're supposed to be treated as a 4-way stopping though. But I did see some cars go right through the intersection, so. But Matt, you did a great job. You guys were out there, and as far as I know, there were no vehicle incidents in the town during an outage.
No, it was a raccoon that caused the problem. He got fried. And there was a second raccoon, believe it or not, that we had to capture, otherwise it would have led to, Ron Stacy did a great job. Otherwise it would have led to 9,000 more residents being without water. So kudos to Ron and Jeff for the animal control.
I just want to remind the public that this weekend is a big event here in town. We closed down part of Union Road for our PBA car show and our chamber Taste of West Seneca. I hope everyone that's interested in great cars and good food, which is most of us, come on out and enjoy the time here, right here on Veterans Campus. Also, I just want to thank everyone here. It's been a really nice summer. We've gotten a lot of good work done, and I want to thank the department heads for their time and attention to their budgets. They've been doing a really good job, and I truly appreciate that, and I know I can speak for the board. I know they appreciate that, and for that, I want to bid everyone a fabulous Labor Day weekend, and for all those men and women who have served this great country and continue to serve this country, we thank you.
Do we need a motion to go into executive session?
Well, we will soon enough.
Sounded like we were done.
Well, like Senator McCain, his great quote was, "A fight not joined is a fight not enjoyed." So on that, I would like to make a motion to go into executive session on the following items. I have the list. So hold on for a second. Yeah, matter of collective bargaining with blue collar unit. A matter involving the appointment, promotion of a particular person. A matter involving discipline of a particular employee. A litigation matter, WCB G1160554. A matter involving real property where public discussion affects value. And a matter involving real property where public discussion affects value.
Second.
Anything on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Have yourself a beautiful day, everyone, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Any students, find out?
Oh, if we do have students, do we?
I think so. Come on up,
Okay,
guys.
any students, you're more